Hi, Felicia and Kevin. My name is Angela, and I am a 43-year-old mom who is struggling to get my kids motivated. Now, I've got two boys, 14 and 16, and I've been trying to teach them about starting their own business, saving money, and being responsible with money, but they just aren't interested. I feel like I'm talking to a wall half the time. How do you get teenagers excited about entrepreneurship without it feeling like a lecture? Any help or insight you guys have is appreciated.
Mhm.
Oh, that's a really good one. I have boys, so I'm gonna start this one off. That 14 and 16-year-old range, that's a tough age group to deal with because you're going from basically boy to manhood, and so it's a lot that you have to deal with that's just outside the scope of everything normal. And so the first thing I want to say is you're not talking to a brick wall, but you are talking to boys, and so it's one and the same. And I would say have some patience, give them a bit of grace. Now, to speak to what your approach should be, start building just small habits for them. Right, boys crave structure. They need the layout. They need the blueprint, and so putting something structured together for how they approach this. So that could be as easy as a morning routine with you guys are coming together discussing whether it be the finances, entrepreneurship, however you want to approach it, but they have to have scheduled times and you got to stick to those times. And so it can't be a thing where you're just like, hey, we're going to try to get your business off the ground this week. You're going to legitimately have to sit there with them and let's go out 8 9 10 11 12 p.m. What are we doing in the afternoon? Again, with teenage boys, it's a big thing that they crave structure, and that's a big piece of the puzzle. And so I would say, give them some grace. You're doing a great job, but they are hard to deal with. As I would like to say, those kiddos, they wake up on a different cloud every day, and so as a parent you're gonna have to deal with that, and just kudos to you for even trying to bring that into their world. But Felicia, what do you think?
Man, two things come to mind. Number one, I would say um, perhaps you can put in some type of reward system, right? So
Mm.
they actually go through this process of creating this business idea, learning about entrepreneurship. Maybe there's some type of way you can reward them at the end, right? And so I would say that number one. Number two, uh, they should be working together. Like they're close enough in age where maybe it's just not each individual kid working on a business. Maybe this is a family business. All right. And maybe everyone has a role. Right. And so now I think that could be a little bit more interesting. They're relying on each other, they're engaging with each other. And then lastly, if they don't know what kind of business that they would possibly start, create a business around their interests. So if they're into football, maybe they're going to create an agency that represents athletes, right? Or a tech platform for uh, football fans. Who
Mm-hmm.
knows, right? And so those are some of the things that come to mind. Let them work together. Make sure that they're working on a business concept tied to their own personal interests. And yeah, try to reward them if you can. I think those things could help.
Yeah, I think you set a bar, Felicia, when you talked about putting their interest in front of them and then letting them go from there. um, Offline, I had one of my former students who dad was having kind of the same issues, lack of motivation, etc. Kid loves football, loves sports. Dad has a photography business, and so he was like, how can I get him to want to do something other than just the game or whatever? He buys him a camera. He starts his own media channel, and now he's TikTok famous now, and so he put something in his world that he could relate to, and it took his interest and put a plan behind it, and now he's doing pretty well, and he's about the same age, 16, 17 years old. And so I think the point that you made with actually finding their interest, that's going to be the biggest part of this play.
Yeah, for sure. Great story. Wow.